All right, here's the tutorial on the song Roundalay by Oscar Peterson. I put up a very short video of me kind of sight reading my way through the song, and I'll link to that if you want to listen to it. But the best one to listen to would be Clark Terry and Oscar Peterson playing this song together. So let's take a look at the chart. I've got two. I've got one that I kind of stole from, where was it, Sheet Music Plus, which is a little bit blurry and only has the first page. And then I wrote a lead sheet as well. So we'll take a look at the score first. So we've got this like E7. That plus means a sharp 9, not a add a 9, but add a sharp 9 to it. And it looks like the chord is this, but you know, I think this is better. I don't really hear that on the record. I think it's what I said it is, something like that, or even just the 3-note version. And then we've got like a G minor. The G minor 9 would be nice too, like that. You know, this is just the intro, so do it however you want. Anything works over a pedal tone, so even G minor or whatever else you want to play. Let's take a look at the song now. It's written up an octave here. And, you know, there's a little kind of call and response, or you know, they're trading the line back and forth. Clark Terry on the trumpet, who plays it in this register here. And then Oscar Peterson will either repeat that or play it up an octave higher. But on the score here, it's got it kind of weird. So let's put it down here. And, you know, the melody and the chord kind of are in the same place there. So just play it like this. That'll sound fine. And then you go to an A altered, all right? And they've got, what do they got there? What does it say? Plus something? Plus 5. It's kind of blurry, but again, it's an altered chord. You got A7. You're going to change the 5th up to a flat 13. They say plus 5. Plus 5 just means a sharp 5. All right, and then we've got D7, sharp 9, great rootless voicing. And if you don't know this kind of stuff, all right, so this is like a 3-6-2-5 in B flat. We don't ever go to B flat, but if you think about it, 3, 6, 2, 5. It feels like it should go to B flat, but not in the song. It doesn't feel that way. So you're going this way. And then instead of continuing the cycle of fifths to B flat, we go a tritone to B for B minor 7 flat 5, and then back to our E7 and our A minor. Now this is such a common progression, it's used in Autumn Leaves and I Will Survive and a million other songs. And if you're not familiar with these rootless voicings, I've got a lot of videos about it. I even have a playlist, I think, that's devoted to this. So check that out. But yeah, get your hand real familiar to doing shapes like that. And then, you know, you could probably get away with just playing some A minor blues. For improvisation. In the solo section, you know, they're quite busy. I mean, Clark Terry plays a very tasteful solo, and then Oscar Peterson comes in and kind of shows his skill in playing a lot of 16th note runs and things. So, you know, check that out. You know, if you're going to improvise, the blues scale is great. Then when you get to these, this is kind of interesting too. We have an altered tension, an altered dominant, an unaltered dominant. We have an altered dominant, another altered dominant, and then 2 unaltered dominants. Okay? And what do I mean by that? Well, you know, for altered dominants, you have to have sharp 9s and flat 9s, or sharp 11s and flat 13s. Like in the key of C, that would be, you know, any combination of those notes. In an unaltered dominant, you can have a D, an A. We don't usually have an F. That's the 9, the 11, and 13. So usually just the 9 and the 13. Though often you can get away with this sharp 11 in an unaltered dominant, like if we're doing, all right, and here. Now, see, I put a B in, all right, that's an altered, that's a sharp 11. But everything else, that's the 13, there's the 9. All that is unaltered. The sharp 11 will work sometimes in an unaltered dominant. And then, you've got other kind of dominant chords, that will have a flat 9 and a regular 13. So they're kind of mixtures between altered and unaltered. Hey. Okay. The bridge is pretty nice. We're coming out on A. I think you could put that A altered in like this, which would take you nicely to the D7, sharp 9. And let's go over to my other chart here, if I haven't done so already. So we got D7, sharp 9, and there's the rootless voicing. And there's G unaltered, because the melody's a 9, so I made that one unaltered. I mean, you could get away with like an altered chord there, but it wouldn't sound right, I don't think so. Just a regular C7th. That's what C13 means. It's a C7 with some other unaltered tensions. And like I said, you could get that sharp 11 in maybe. But no. There, the sharp 11 works better. But, once again, it's unaltered. Just leave it that way. Now, this is called big piano. You play octaves up here, and usually a fourth or a fifth or both in this hand. Or sometimes like a triad. Can you see that? Yeah, like a C major triad up there. All right, that's our E7. F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Usually these will have the root in them. Play like that, or like this, or like that, or just play the chord in root position would be fine. And here you could use a B7 altered. I think that's kind of sounds better. But, B minor 7 flat 5. They're all good. It's all good. It's jazz, all right? Can't make a mistake in jazz. Now, if you wanted to play this song without putting in all the bass notes, I think you could kind of get away with, like if you're more of a beginner and just want to learn a pretty cool song and just play chords in the left hand, let's kind of do an easy version here. All right, this kind of teaches your ear to hear something that sounds kind of wrong and just go with it, right? Because we've got a very bad interval there, but let's just deal with it. Do some rootless voicings. And then here we could just do D7. This gives us the sharp 9, so no need to play a fancier chord. You could do this. All right, and that one says altered, but it's got the 5 there, so usually leave that out if it's an altered. So what would you put in? Maybe just add the B flat or something, or just go with it like this. And then C7th. B, just play like the root in the 7th. And it could be an A minor 6th. That's usually the kind of the go-to in a minor song. Then in the bridge. All right, so D7. All right. little bit of the chord, not the whole thing, maybe up here. And when you practice this song, put the metronome on 2 and 4. It'll give you that, it'll help propel you into that feeling of swing. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it gives you that feeling. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, thank you for watching, and thank you for your support over on Patreon. It was from one of my patrons over on Patreon that suggested this song. So hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks very much.